Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Always, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were working on getting some machines automated and automating the crystals, which is really kind of awesome. But today, we're going to continue automation. A couple of different things that I want to work on automating. Mostly applied energistics materials, like the cables are already automated, and if we look at like the glass cables, these guys require nothing special. Quartz fiber, which is just surface quartz dust, which we can make and all that kind of stuff. But the hard part comes from actually up here. The logic processors all require silicon, so we need to automate that. Well, unfortunately, I was making a diamond chest for the bees because I was working on bees between episodes just a little bit. As you can see, there's a diamond chest over there. I'm running out of space for the bees, to be honest. But if we take a look at silicon, the thing about this is it requires a sag mill, or bees, but sag mill. So we need to make a sag mill. I've already got the machine frames. I've got 4 machine frames. I thought about making the fluid transposer and the Magma Crucible, but for right now, I don't think that's going to be needed. Yes, it is. Alright, never mind. I just realized it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working on some of this stuff. So the first thing we need is 2 machine frames. Now, I don't know how often we're actually going to be making these, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, automation-wise and all that kind of stuff, but let's grab a couple stacks of these. No reason not to have these on us. And let's see, lapis electron tubes. We're going to need more of those. That's not too bad. Let's grab some glass. Let's grab like 4 glass and like, I don't know, a stack of lapis and a little bit of redstone. And we will get started making basically more automation. So lapis goes here, and once we turn that off, it'll start making the liquid glass, and it'll make these guys. So we're going to need to hook these guys up, and I think what I'm going to do is just run pipes back maybe to the system itself. Is that a good idea? No, that's not a good idea because there is no running it back to the system over there. But I did go ahead and make a bunch of ME glass cables. I have 115 of those for right now, so we can go ahead and hook this stuff up a little bit. Let's turn our jetpack on. Let's see. I think right here and right here. No. But that's going to be an output. Let's see. It's right here. Are the interfaces. So what we'll do is just go across the bottom like so. And everything should be pretty straightforward. And then I just need to get to this stuff, so let's just run this cable this way. But we need to go at least to here, and that should work well enough. Cool, so those interfaces should be connected. Which means we can automate the plates and all that kind of stuff relatively soon. So is this stuff melted? Yes. It just takes literally a second for it to process the glass into the stuff. So we'll turn this off, grab our resources. We don't need to make any more of those for right now. And we should be able to see in our interface there should be another chest and another chest with the tin plate. So that is key, so we're going to need some basic, to make 2 for now. Actually, we're going to need 4. And we're going to need some iron bars. And there's the 2 machine chassis. And we have the machine frames, the 2 machine frames that we're going to need. So with that taken care of, real quick, let's go ahead and finish automating the other stuff. So we're going to need the item ducts, we're going to need impulse item ducts, and we're going to need servos, maybe? I'm actually not sure on this one. And then we're going to need some transfer nodes, or something to move the items onto the conveyor belt. Transfer nodes work pretty well, so we'll use these. Oops, still have that on. Alright, so can I put this, like, it will not go there. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to put a chest, and this is going to be the messy part. We can do something like this. Actually, of course, it is right here. So we can do something like this and go down. So just trying to automate this the nicest I can. And I need more item ducts. So awesome. I'm running out of things. So we're going to need to figure out a better place. We either need to move these interfaces, or we need to move something with this. Or I could do this up the top and put some pipes. So that might not be bad. Disconnect that. So the only other thing we need is some more item ducts, and we need some more. Do I have any more item ducts in here? No, but we do have some glowstone, so we'll make some more just normal item ducts, and that should be fine. So craft item ducts, see, like 10. It's all available. And then we'll make these into the impulse item ducts, and that'll be good. So there's a couple of different things we can do with the fluid transposer, which is why I want to make one. We also need a couple of chests and some transfer node pipes. Do we have those in here? We have some random stuff basically everywhere. I don't see any of the pipes. Let's see if there's any in here. No, so we'll need that as well. Transfer node pipe, transfer pipes, I guess is what they're called. And let's see, do we have any stone in the system? We should. So there's some transfer pipes. That should work. We're just going to need a couple of chests now. And that should be everything we need to automate this guy. So we put a chest here. And a chest here. Hopefully I have enough impulse. I do not currently. We just put these guys like. Alright, so that should work. We can test it really quickly. And that's fine. It doesn't matter if it actually connects or not. So that should work there. We're going to need servos on this guy and this guy. This is a little bit ugly, but otherwise we just see, we can move. We really can't move much, which is the problem, but what we can do is just one of these. And let's see. Drop this down and around. Alright, so I need like literally just a little bit more glowstone to make these into impulse item ducts. So how much is it for each? It's 200 millibuckets and you get 250. So single block and then just use what it gives us, which is 5, I believe. Alright, so that is something to keep in mind, is the ratios. Something is not following me. I believe it's going to be 5. I think that makes sense. There we go. Which is taking a second to melt. And we'll test this, make sure it works before we do anything else. But that should be about it. All we have to do is add that pipe right there. And it's messy, I know, but it'll work, and that's the important part. So we should be able to tell the system to make, I don't know, 2 tin plates, just so that we can see it. So it puts the tin. Oh, it doesn't work that way. I think. Alright, I think I know how to fix this, but I don't know if we can do it on both sides. That's the problem. So if we put this guy here. Transfer node like so. And we need to remove the bottom one, unfortunately. Because otherwise it doesn't work. Because it's just going to go back into the system. Oh no! We'll always choose that? I know I can ignore the contents of the target. No, that's fine. And then that should go into the system, and the system should be happy. However, we'll have to move this one like so. I think this will work. It's a little bit messy, but it'll work. Otherwise, we bring stuff back over here. So that's kind of the option, and I think this is going to be the best option for it. So I just want to. It'll go in there, but that's fine. So hopefully that'll work. If not, I will adjust it, and honestly, you just move those machines. So we should see crafting no active jobs, and we should see, what was it, like 140? Yep. Alright, cool. So with that taken care of, let's go ahead and make the silicon creator. So we're going to need the sag mill, and that is made with some crushed obsidian. So we just need 3 obsidian, and we can make this guy. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to basically set up the same thing as we did down below. So we're going to need 3 more interfaces, 3 of these guys. And that'll take a second to craft, but that's fine. And we're going to tell the system how to make silicon in mass quantities. So let's see, we have some pulsating iron, we have some clay, and a bunch of just random stuff. And a lot of this stuff we'll probably want to put into our bigger network eventually. So like clay can go right. Actually, I already have a spot for clay. Let's just break this guy and we'll replace him. I don't have my key on me, so let's go grab that before we replace it. And lock it. Cool. So let's just do one of these. We still have pulverized coal on us, so that can go like here. And honestly, that's good. So we should have the obsidian by now. And this is something else we could automate, but I don't know that we're going to need to. If we find out that we do, we will, but otherwise we won't worry about it. So there's the sag mill. We're also going to want, let's see, the alloy smelter, which requires a bunch of stuff. I forgot how expensive the alloy smelter is. So we need a basic capacitor that we can grab and put in here. We're going to need 2 electric furnaces. We're going to need 3 electric furnaces. So furnace is a little bit expensive. Do we have some cobblestone? Yes. So we need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to need 3 of these guys. 1, 2, 3. So with that taken care of, we're going to need some IC2 stuff, specifically circuits, which should not be an issue. I have a bunch. And let's see, what else are we going to need for this guy? So these guys just require 1 circuit and some redstone. This requires advanced machine block, so gonna need some more stuff for this. Let's see, to make basic machine, yep, iron and an iron chipset. Bunch of stuff, but a lot of it is pretty easy at this point for us to make. Now there is going to be the problem of automating IC2 is a little bit more difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. So I don't know that we'll end up doing that all that much, but it might be a thing that we do. So we're gonna need, oh, we only need 2 of these, so I can not worry about that. We'll put that in there. Pulverized coal we'll need 2, 3, 4. And we'll get the carbon meshes. And then we just need 4 steel. Not dark steel. Refined iron, I guess, is what it's called. And we'll make those plates. And we should be able to make the alloy smelter pretty easily. I believe we also need to grab some more... what is it called? The stuff that does the thing. Obsidian, crushed obsidian. We'll need a little bit more of that, but nothing too major. So we get this stuff made. I'm gonna put a drawer full of dust down here. So I have sand. We'll put dust there. Let's see. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll take just a second. So once this is done, we'll have our second EnderIO machine that we need to automate, and things will be good. So I need to eat. And we can start working on getting what I want to do today. So this is just a lot of basic automation so that we can work towards the better automation of not only getting the components of the silicon we need, but we're also going to be automating one of the first steps to get to the creative energy cell. So that is exciting. Just a little bit anyways. And let's see. Alright, so we need 3 of these guys. 1, 2, 3. 2 of them go back in there. And then we need the induction furnace. And there's the alloy smelter. So with that taken care of, we need the Magma Crucible, which is, I'm blind right there. This guy is a little bit easier to make. We need one of those. some nether bricks. That's a little bit challenging, but not too bad. Invar gears. Hey, we can teach the system how to make Invar gears. So, processing pattern, 4 of these will give us the gears. And I don't know why that disappeared for a second, but it did. And having a lot of this stuff automated isn't going to be too difficult, and honestly will be a little bit easier to do and manage rather than trying to automate IC2. So that'll probably be something that will... Oops, I accidentally made 2, didn't I? Oh well. Doesn't matter. Alright, so with that taken care of, I need netherrack, which I have a lot of. And eventually a lot of this stuff will be piped into the main system. And I could even automate, like, making the stuff, the netherrack with using interfaces and all that kind of stuff. But we need to cook 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll put it back into the AE system, so that'll be fine. Just put these guys back. Alright, cool. So, we should also have our interfaces by now. Yep, there's 3 interfaces. So, what else do we need for this guy? We need one of these. That's easy enough. And we have everything. There's 7 and... there we go. 8. So go ahead and make the nether bricks. And here is another Magma Crucible. And then last thing we need is the Fluid Transposer. And this guy is much easier. So just do that and we should have him. So with that taken care of, we can get Fluid Transposer off of there. And we can start automating this stuff. So we're going to automate all these guys still down here. And I think let's do alloy smelter, sag mill, and then the last 2. I think like this. So this guy will be... Let's just blank them all out. We'll need to keep a supply. So there's a couple of interesting things we'll need to do with this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there anything else connected to this line? 8, 9. Uh-oh. So this is bad. We have too many interfaces on here. But that's not too hard to fix. We just separate these lines. Alright, so with that, you know what, we'll keep this guy right here. And we'll just have him go down here. And cross. And we'll have this guy go over and this way. And we'll do something like this. Alright, so that'll be good for now. Probably end up reworking a lot of this stuff later just because channels are hard, and once we get access to a couple other things, it'll be easier. Let's see, we can do this. Make it look a little bit nicer. Not so jagged. And we'll just go ahead and move this all the way like so. Alright, so that should be a nice nice enough way to get over here. So what we're going to want to do, couple things. Let's turn on our jetpack so we can get up here a little bit quicker. So one, we're going to want some blank patterns. So first of all, we should see alloy smelter, nothing. Something is attached to nothing. Oh, because the Magma Crucible is not actually attached to it. Okay, so let's do silicon first. So silicon is going to be sand. I think is going to be the easiest way to do this. Or, yeah, I think sand is going to be the easiest way. So sand is made in macerator. There's a bunch of ways to get sand. But pulverizing gravel is good. But we could probably also sag mill cobblestone, and then sag mill sand. So we'll have to hook up a cobblestone generator to our system eventually. And then we'll want some sand. And do I have any silicon? I do. Cool. So unfortunately, this is the problem with silicon. Silicon is not a 100% chance, which is why you'd usually want to use clay. You know what? Let's do this. Let's grab a piece of clay, and I'm going to say on average, it's an 80% chance. Actually, no, with sand we should be able to do this. So this should work decently well. We're going to say every 3 sand gives you 1 silicon. It's a little bit overkill, but that's fine. We can use the silicon. And then 1 cobblestone will give you 1 sand. And these are going to be the first 2 things we put into our sag mill. Now there's something else we want to do with the sag mill, which is flint. We have a ton of flint. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell the system to... we're going to tell this guy right here to actually keep some flint in the system. And this guy will turn push pull. So he'll pull the flint in, which is perfect. That's what we want. And he'll push the whatever we give him. So if we put this in there, we need power. So let's go grab some redstone conduits. Do I not have any, or flux ducts? Do we not have any flux ducts? That's something else we can make relatively soon. So, redstone flux ducts. Redstone flux ducts require... It's redstone energy flux ducts. These guys require a bunch of stuff. Erothium and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have to tell the system how to make this stuff. Blazing pyrotheum is pretty easy. So let's start there. Flux electron blend is actually a little bit more difficult. So it's electron blend with fluid transposer. Alright, so do I not have any more power lines? You know what, for the time being, let's actually take the flux ducts that we have and we'll set up automation for all the stuff. And then we'll just replace them. It'll be the easiest way. So we should see this guy start going and everything will be good. Alright, so if we put 2 of these guys in there, we'll get a silicon pretty much every time, but often enough that it won't matter. This guy is going to be an alloys only mode because we don't really need the smelting, and we'll set him up similarly. So push pull, and that'll work for those guys. So we'll need some item ducts for the rest of the fluid transposer. Now the fluid transposer is one of the hardest ones to automate. one of the first things that I want to do is item ducts. We're going to tell it that let's see, glowstone, one piece of glowstone plus 5 item ducts will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So this is kind of important, and what it's going to allow us to do is make a bunch of impulse item ducts. So we'll put this in here, and what we'll need is, alright, Magma Crucible. Let's see, what's going to be the best way to do this? We put a chest and filter. I think that'll be the best. So this guy will have input in the top, output here. This guy will have input in the top and side, output here. And we'll put a chest here, and we'll have some filters. So something like that, but a little bit different. So let's go ahead, fly up here. Let's see, resonant. We have a resonant servo. We'll want filters, resonant filters. Resonant filters require what? Nothing too major, so we'll just need 2, I think will be good. So let's grab, what are we going to want? Glowstone. And we're going to want redstone eventually. And let's see, what else are we going to want? We're going to want the item ducts, which I have. And then as we go, we'll have to add stuff to the filters as well. So this should be pretty easy. Oh, I want the chest. That's right. Forgot a chest. Let's grab that as well. So just a little bit of wood. There we go. So what we need to do is teach this guy. So we'll put the chest there. So this guy will push items into here. We'll need a servo. Just a standard servo will work. So let's grab that. And we'll also, we can also use redstone. Redstone is fine to use. Might actually be, redstone is better than blocks, I think. So we'll use redstone as here. So we'll want filters on the top of these guys. And we'll want a servo here that is always on. So just kind of a little bit of a test. This guy will get whitelisted glowstone blocks and redstone. This guy will get whitelisted for the time being item ducts. So if we put that stuff in there, this should start working. Melts down that, and then it'll make the impulse item ducts, which is what I want for right now. So it needs to be why aren't you pushing? Okay, so it needs to be toggle. Okay, it needs to be like that. So for the time being, that won't do anything, but what we'll want is to bring this back around, and those are going to go in there for right now. We just break those connections, and there we go. Or we can make another filter and make it a little bit more compact. But I think this will be fine. let's make another filter. So we need to make another filter for this guy, just because if this is fine because it's only an input, but this guy will require a filter because the chest can just dump right back into the AE system, and I don't want that. So let's fix that, and then we'll start working on getting more power stuff, and then we'll get the automation that I want for the creative energy cell. So I accidentally made a bunch. Oh well. Filters are useful, so I'm not too distraught. Now the only thing is, every time we add a recipe to this guy, we're gonna have to come down here and manually add the filters. That's okay though. So whitelist impulse item ducts. Alright, so let's teach this how to make let's teach the system the best we can how to make the other stuff. So processing. So we're gonna want redstone energy conduits, flux ducts, whatever. So the empty ones require Erythium, flux electrum, and hardened lumium glass. So this guy requires another recipe. So we're gonna need pulverized obsidian and lumium. And the thing is, lumium and signalum and now EnderIO are all things we can teach the system how to make. So 4 of these plus 1 of these makes hardened lumium glass. And we put that into the induction smelter. Alright, so with that taken care of, we need flux electrum blend, which easiest way to get is electrum with some destabilized redstone. So we need to teach the system that electrum, so 1 of these, we'll need to grind it down first. Electrum blend, nope, don't have any of that. Do we have any over here? No. So we'll have to go ahead and pulverize this, but that's fine. That's easy enough. We'll just go ahead and pulverize him, and that will give us electrum blend, and then we'll teach a processing electrum blend plus how much? 2 millibuckets or 200 millibuckets, so 2 redstone will give us the fluxed electrum blend. So we'll need to put this guy in the pulverizer, and then the filters. So that guy is already set up for this. We need to put this guy here, and don't want to add too much, but this won't have anywhere to go, which is fine. That it'll just set here, and then we can add this to this filter. So that is how we're going to automate the fluid transposer. It's actually really pretty easy. It's just a little bit complicated because you have to worry about where things are going. So with that taken care of, that goes into the chest. That's this one. Alright, so we have that. We can make Erythium dust, which is sand, salt, and niter. Niter is a problem, because niter is not easy to get. Sandstone has a 15% chance, or we can make it from other things. Let's, for the time being, we'll go ahead and manually get some niter. At some point, what we'll end up doing is taking these mob spawners, and we're going to be making them into, hopefully we can get souls and figure out where some vanilla spawners are, and we can make, we can hopefully make plenty of stuff. Just basically get a income of all the different mob drops that we're going to want. So do we have any niter now? We do. We have a little bit. It's not there anyways. So this is a crafting recipe. There we go. And that's just a normal crafting recipe, so we'll put it there. And then we want to make one recipe for that. And then we'll be able to make this. So with that taken care of, there's just one more piece of the puzzle. So redstone, let's craft one set of those. Why is it still crafting an invar gear? That we can fix. I will just cancel that. I will fix those guys between episodes because I don't like how they're doing. So redstone conduit, yep, one of those. So that'll take just a second because it needs to make the rest of the stuff. And then we're going to take one of those with, how much redstone does each one take? It is 200 millibuckets, so it's 2 redstone. So 2 redstone and one of these gives us so one of those go there. I really should have brought the redstone. Luckily it's just right over here. Alright, so it's right over here, but whatever. And we can make the flux ducts. So we throw this stuff in the chest. It does its thing. And then we add this to the filter. Come back up here, and that is it. We can now automate redstone energy flux ducts. And again, we put this in the chest right here. So I need, like, let's just do the rest of the 5. And that'll be completely automated. Which is really, really cool. This is the part of the game where things are going to get a lot more fun because of automation. Now, if we look at the creative energy cell, we're going to need resonant energy cell frames. Now, these are actually not too bad to make. And we can teach the system how to make it. So that's what we're going to do. So we can basically auto craft these. So we need some EnderIO. We do need to teach this how to make EnderIO and EnderIO base, but that's not too bad. So EnderIO is going to be an alloy smelter. It's 2 of these, two of the other things, and then we'll need. Let's just get EnderIO on here. I also have carpenters on here. We'll make those later. Automate. I think I'm going to automate the sturdy casings and then the bronze if we need to. But everything else should be fine. So there is that. And then 2 of these, 2 of these, and 1 of these. See, this is just a crafting recipe. We'll put it there. And this is our first alloy smelter recipe. So these guys together will make, well, after a while, it will make the thing that I want. So let's give these guys some better. Can we make the octadic capacitors? Probably come close. So let's go ahead and make some capacitors. Let's see, we're going to need 1, 2, 3. And we need the blazing. I believe we need these 2. So we'll make 2 of these guys, and then there's an octadic. And actually, let's go ahead and make 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make 1 more octadic so that we can power up both machines down there. Now, obviously, these guys are not going to be super powerful because we only have leadstone flux ducts on them, but that'll help a lot. They'll use a lot more power. It'll go a lot quicker. Yeah, much quicker. But it is draining power right now because of how it is set up. But we can fix that just in a moment. So, in fact, we could probably do it right now. We have the flux ducts, and we have the EnderIO yet. We do. So this makes 2 EnderIO. And then that goes in the alloy smelter. So if we want to make the resonant energy cell frames, there we go. And that's just a crafting recipe we will put there. So let's make one of these. It'll take a second, but we'll get there. And then what we'll do is we'll teach the system how to make the filled ones, which is what we need for the creative energy cell. Now we're going to need probably by the end of the series like 5 or so creative energy cells, just because of what we're going to be doing with them. But we'll get to that later. And I need to set up some basic systems on this guy. So do we have that cell yet? We do. Alright, so processing pattern. This guy requires 40 redstone each. So let's grab that. So 40 redstone plus this guy. Once again, we come down here, we'll put filters. So that guy goes there. And this will make the what is it called? The resonant energy cell. Well, the resonant energy cell. And then something kind of neat is we could replace our power cells over here with those and make things a little bit faster, make them better and all that kind of stuff pretty easily, actually. So how are we doing on power? These guys, it's draining a lot of power. So something else I might do, and this would probably be off camera, is automate making at least the culinary generators, and then part of the stuff is going to be kind of semi-automated for the time being, but this will be good enough. And yeah, that is one of the other pieces of this whole puzzle that we're going to need to fix. So there's the resonant energy cell. We put that in here. We come up here, and it's just the cell full, which I think is what we need. Yeah. If we want to make this into an actual power source, we need to add some emerald electron tubes, fans, and octadic capacitor, which we just saw how to do that, and it's not that difficult. But I don't think we'll need to upgrade to these anytime soon. But there we go. So with that, we have our first little bit of automation. Now we're going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2, 4, 16. Yeah, it's 4, 4, 4, yeah, 16. So, can I tell this how to make, can we make 15 more? We're missing ender pearls and EnderIO base, which is something that we need to teach the system how to make. EnderIO base, I believe you get 4 for, I believe it's 210, a silver, and a shiny. Let's double check that real quick. Platinum, silver, 10 makes 4. Yep. And then that is also an alloy smelter recipe. So if we get more ender pearls, which we have a bunch over here, we might be able to make that and just let the system do its thing. So resonant energy cells. We're still missing ender pearls, so that's the main thing. So can we make 4 more? Sure can. Cool. So automation. That is one of the first steps we need to get to the creative energy cell, which is going to make my life a lot easier. But I think that is going to be it for this episode. What I'm going to do between episodes is I'm going to fix this guy, make sure this guy gets nice and we'll move him and all that kind of stuff, and whatever we need to do. I might reverse the plates slightly, but we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing with it. And let's see, what else do we need to work on? I'm going to get some more ME drives and basically get all of our inventory into the system and kind of clean up the base a little bit. So that'll be the plan. Next time, we might step away from the automation and go back to magic or something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!